That was Ailei Pada from Simisola, and truly he is unchangeable. We are close to the weekend because today is Thursday. That means it's almost Friday, and it's just about to begin the weekend for us to rest. Good morning and welcome to Cocoa Digest Morning Show. I am your host, Yaira Awuno. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, so just text a friend, call a friend to tune in and join in the conversation. Of course, you know, we are coming to you live from the studios of Clog TV. You can also catch us on GoTV channel 184. Now, here on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show, we will be bringing to you the most informative, educative, and entertaining segments like lifestyle, entertainment, business, motivational quotes, in-depth discussions about current affairs to give you a well-rounded experience and set the tone for your day. Now, please don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Clog TV, Cocoa Digest. Now, it's time for our motivational quote of the day. And I have with me Miss Bevelyn Annobel, and she is going to prepare our hearts to be inspired. Can't hear anything.
Hello and good morning to you wherever you're watching us from. My name is Annabelle Bevelyn Ejebia, and this is Motivational Quote on the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. Well, this morning I want to share a quote from Walt Whitman, and he says, "Keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you." Keep your face always towards the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you. Well, we are humans and challenges are bound to happen. The sunshine represents the good side of life. It represents our success. It represents our goals. And the shadows here represent our difficulties and challenges in life. And so many at times you go through life challenges and we tend to question ourselves. Why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? But then we forget that challenges are part of human life and we are supposed to go through them at every step of our life. We are going to meet them. But then this morning, I want to tell you that if you focus mainly on your worries, if you focus on your challenges, if you focus on the difficulties, you are not going to move on in life. You are not going to see the positive side of life. And so this is what I have for you this morning. Take it through with you the day and tell yourself that despite the life difficulties, despite the negative comment, despite the negative energy around you, definitely you have some positive people. Get to them, let them motivate you, and you're going to get through everything that you want to get through in life. So this is what I have for you this morning, and don't forget to share your life experiences with us, your favorite motivational quotes, and we'll be here to bring them to you. Have a good day today.
Wow, thank you so much, Bevelyn. That was a very, very inspiring quote. And I'm sure you have been inspired just as much as we have been inspired here in the studios of Clog TV. Now, I want to kindly remind you that we are in the rainy season, so the temperatures are expected to be quite low. There are also threats of rain showers or even thunderstorms. So please, it is very, very needed for you to get strapped with an umbrella, a raincoat, a jacket, and make sure to keep safe, keep your loved ones safe, make sure you are at safe vantage points in case of any flood. And as you have a car, when you see someone in the rain, you can just offer a lift. It's just the kind thing to do. Now, up next, we have the online and newspaper review with two of my co-hosts, that is Clement and Miriam, and they will be joining me here right after this song, CCTV by King Promise. You are welcome back to the Cocoa Digest Morning Show. If you are just tuning in, this is the Cocoa Digest Digest Morning Show. Call a friend, text a friend to join in the conversation and tune in as well. It is time for our online and newspaper print review with two of my co-hosts in the persons of Miss Miriam Abnadede and Mr. Clement Yaban Kwe. Hello, lady and gentlemen.
Hello,
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me here.
Thank you too.
Yes, trending news officers. What is trending today?
Mimi, let it go.
Oh, okay, of course. Our very own Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh,
Yes.
also known as Napo, has been unveiled
Okay.
as the official running mate of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who happens to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. And so, and he also made, some comments.
Yes, very
during his
unsavory
unveiling,
comments,
and
yes.
that has been trending in the news lately. The comparison between
Our current
president,
our current president,
Kwame
and then
Nkrumah.
our very first president.
And when you go to social media, the comments are very interesting. I mean, I wouldn't like to mention some. They are very interesting.
I'm very well aware of that. There have been certain comparisons that have been made, but this has been a very shocking comparison because comparing our current president to the man who set the pace for Ghana,
Who gave us the independence
Right?
we have now.
And another trending story is the fact that Ghana states they are still with their cleanup exercise.
Okay.
Yes, their cleanup exercise. That is still the current news going on, because on our way to work, that was yesterday, they were just replanting grasses. That's the streets of the ministries and stuff, and ministry still looks empty. It looks empty.
the strike is still ongoing. So
The strike is striking.
Oh, but it's good that we have the whole tree planting or grass sowing initiative to make our city more green, because at least from what I remember back in primary school, ornamental trees, they beautify the environment, and then also something about noise absorption or
and I remember they said when the
issues.
last plant dies,
The last man dies.
Exactly,
So yes,
you know that.
kudos to our stakeholders involved in such a very, very inspiring initiative. We hope to join you guys when we also close from work.
Yes.
So yes, let's get into our newspapers quickly.
Okay.
Yes, Miriam, what do you have for us?
So I have with me today's daily graphic.
Okay.
And on the front page, we have a very disturbing story that has to do with, mental health disorders being recorded among the Ghana Armed Forces. And let me read some parts of it so we can proceed. So about 1,300 cases of mental health disorders have been recorded within the Ghana Armed Forces each year since 2021. Now, the statistics show alcohol use as the highest among the disorders, with 70% of the cases being male officers. The Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Thomas Opompepra, who gave out the statistics, has consequently directed the Department of Medical Sciences of the Ghana Armed Forces to embark on a vigorous drive to reduce mental health cases within the forces.
Wow.
And he made this known when he was addressing a conference to climax the maiden edition of the Ghana Armed Forces Men's Mental Health Awareness Week in Accra yesterday. He said the detrimental impact of the stigma was far-reaching, thus causing many to develop suicidal tendencies. Now, according to the World Health Organization, men are more than twice as likely to die by suicide than women globally. A senior clinical health psychologist at the Therapy and Wellness Department of the 37 Military Hospital, Anita Paddy, said globally, 1 out of every 4 persons had some form of mental health issue or suffered from a mental condition at a particular point in time. And she is recommending that personnel should live a healthy lifestyle by adopting good eating habits and having enough rest. She also identified hobbies and fanfare activities as very necessary in maintaining a proper mental health.
Oh, wow. So could it be that they develop these issues after going for peacekeeping, or because
Exactly.
I mean, from the movies we find that these veteran soldiers, when they come back, you know, the effects of all the war and
they trying to
yeah,
integrate themselves
back into
civilian
yeah,
environment is a very difficult situation
Yeah.
for them.
But Era, I'm looking at economic impact because they are the security. So if as at now we have about 1,300 of them having mental issues, that is to our security aspects.
Yeah.
What is going to happen? So I'm looking at the economic impact of this situation. And we are in the election year, and we really need such people
Yes,
to
because
be.
they are the ones
yes,
going
they are
to
the ones who are
cause a
supposed to
lot.
be out there to protect us and to
Yes.
make sure everything goes on well.
Yeah.
So if they have issues like this, then like the state, how is it going to be like?
It's even good that, you know, the records have come out now,
Yes.
so they'll know how to, you know, mitigate the situation. If not, as
Sure.
you said, we are
Sure.
heading towards election.
Yes.
And if our security is
shaky.
Getting issues.
But you know, I didn't even think that Ghanaian soldiers, or for the longest time, I think the Ghanaian soldiers were actually deployed to go for peacekeeping too. So it was quite new for some time, but this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
and
see, when you
looking
look
at the vigorous, you know, training.
Yes, they also go through.
yes.
Is something.
Yeah.
And when you
That
read the
affects
story, as Mimi said, we have a lot of courses to that.
Okay.
So I think they also need to take very good care of themselves.
Yeah.
Yes, in as much as you are enjoying yourself, is when you go for peacekeeping, you come back, that kind of joy, that's fun. You meet the family, so you guys should be
Yes.
having fun. So they should be very careful
And they
in the
should
aspect
also-
of.
Okay. And they
Yes.
should also seek help when they
Yes.
need them.
I think the military should actually invest in psychologists and psychiatrists,
Yes.
because when they go and face all that death and destruction and come back, they are going to need some kind of help from these officials
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be able to
I think
integrate.
they
And some
have.
cannot
They
even talk
have.
about it. They
Yes.
just keep it to themselves. They can't express it.
Because they are seeing the deaths of
Your
children, on even pregnant and unborn babies, like from all ages, and this will definitely take a toll. Because even the documentaries we watch,
Yes.
some of us are not even able to go through the whole movie. But as attention has been drawn to it, we are hoping that some solutions will be made possible for them so that our security can also be very effective.
Yeah.
So yes, Mr. Businessman,
Oh.
what do you also have for us?
Era, as you know, this is the graphic business, and the front page, it says CocoBoard ends 6-year losing streak.
Oh.
That's post 2.3 billion Ghana cedis profit in 2023.
Okay.
So, meaning that over 6 years, CocoBoard have been incurring losses, losses, and by the grace of God, at the end of 2022-2023 season,
Yes.
they are having a profit of 2.3 billion. I think
Wow.
it's they are really doing well.
Yeah.
It's when you go to the story, it says Ghana Cocoa Board has ended its 6-year losing streak following the restructuring of cocoa bills worth 7.9 billion Ghana cedis. So as a result of this profits came as a result of the restructuring of the bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's IMF process. It also affected Cocoa Board.
Yeah.
So Cocoa Board also need to restructure their bills that they have. So going through that process have enabled them to earn a profit of 2.3 billion.
Okay.
And the reason being that the question is, how did the restructuring go?
Yes, I was just about to ask.
You are going to ask. I know you will. So, yeah, the restructuring of the Cocoa Board over the years, it was 30%. That's the rate.
Okay.
So when you buy a bond from Cocoa Board, you have interest rates of 30%. But now, after restructuring, the rate is now 12.5%.
So
It has reduced.
the interest
Yes,
rate.
the interest rate has now reduced.
So wouldn't that pose a problem to those who buy the bonds?
Or
shares?
so you see, he said that holders of cocoa bills whose offers were accepted received 5 new bonds,
Okay.
which would mature in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027, and 2028. The new bonds came at a coupon rate of 12.5%.
So Clement,
Yes.
does it mean that the cocoa roads that were, you know, being halted some years back
Yes.
is going to come back?
Oh,
into
yes,
reality?
interesting. It's going to come back. Yes. The cocoa route was halted in 2016.
Wow.
When Cocoa Board started having issues or incurring losses. See, when you have red in your account. When you say red, that is negative. You can't go to international markets for loans. So IMF they were denying Cocoa Board for that access. That is why Cocoa Road was halted. So most part of the country who were going through this Cocoa Road process was halted. My part, Western region, we were fortunate to enjoy Cocoa Road. But you see, now Cocoa Board is saying that they are coming back again. So it's a good cause. We are going to have good roads.
We can't wait.
Yes, we can't.
We are looking
can't
forward
wait.
to the
Our chocolates will also reduce the prices because now we can't take in chocolates.
right?
It's sad,
The small one, I think the last time I checked for the price of the small one, it was about between 5 and 7 cedis. That tiny thing.
It used to be 1 cedi 50 pesos.
Oh, inflation.
It's serious.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yaya.
And also, so for the online news here, the first story says, the National Association of the Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, has urged heads of senior high schools to stop denying sick students permission to leave school premises for medical attention. And so here it says, the National Association of Graduate Teachers has urged the heads of senior high schools to stop denying students permission to seek external medical care. This directive comes after the Achimota School was found liable and ordered to pay 600,000 Ghana cedis in damages for the negligent death of a student about 8 years ago. I think somewhere in 2016, yes. And so NAGRAT has also emphasized that school administrators are not qualified to determine the legitimacy of a student's illness. So when a student reports that they are not feeling well, NAGRAT has argued that the appropriate action is to refer them to the medical professionals who can professionally or properly access them and then check their conditions, take the appropriate actions, and then refer them to wherever they need to go. And so they also said that school staff, such as the house mistresses and house masters, should not be making these decisions about a student's health status, denying them the ability to seek the necessary medical care.
So with this story, I think it is very important that NAGRAT has come out to boldly make it known to the head teachers, because I feel it is high time head teachers prioritize the safety and health of students over other administrative activities. Because when you read under the guidance and counseling section of the GES, there is a portion that talks about priority programs or something that has the safety and well-being of students. And so if this policy was made clear to these head teachers, I don't think we would have gotten to this stage. And also the legal implications attached to it is also something that is very good and is really going to help, you know, tune our head teachers in the right direction.
One may also argue that these students sometimes they lie and they want to just go home and go and have fun, or there's a concert and they want to run away from boarding school and just... So I think, I'm not defending that, no, I'm building my point. So I think because of that, a lot of the house masters and house mistresses do not take other students or who are seriously ill seriously, because some will pretend and they just want to go home. But then you have to ask, if the student wants to go home, what does it take away from you? The school.
And some of them do not even have medical, you know, practitioners to
even
examine
in the school,
them in the schools.
Because sometimes the school nurse is probably a retired professional or something, or even not necessarily even fully qualified. Some of them don't even come to work. So if the student wants to go home and go and misbehave or whatever, at the end of the day, whatever they do, the consequence of their actions lies with them. So if you are using maybe a few bad nuts to actually stifle seeking medical care by the real students who are sick, then you are going to incur a whole lot of problems for yourself, just like the boy who died. Yes.
So my concern was, why would they decide not to give the students exams? That's the point.
You see, you know, teenagers and the whole they are bad children.
But it doesn't matter. The person says he or she is sick. So you cannot examine the person. I'm
not defending them. I'm just talking about the reason, because we've all been to SHS. There were times where somebody is ill, and until the person is almost dying or even maybe having a seizure, that is when the sense of urgency comes, and it makes you wonder why. And if a student takes exam to go home, so what?
What will it do to you? What
Because
is it
the
going to take
parents
away
have
from
paid
you?
their school fees. If the students don't want to learn, teach the ones that want to learn.
Some give excuses like they are going to disrupt the academic schedule and other things without them
But
in the class.
Not the whole school.
So when they
going
come back,
home.
the teachers will have to repeat the already exhausted.
I think you see, when you take the conversation to that angle, I would personally not agree with you, because if one person is misbehaving, the teacher is supposed to take a critical look at the student. For all you know, that person will end up being the president of Ghana. So if the teacher fails to pay attention to that particular student, what happens when he becomes a president? He's also going to misbehave. Yes. So it's not like one person going out, you should just ignore it. The person going out, he should just keep on reminding them, check them, make sure that things are right.
So even if I get your point, you're coming from the biblical angle that says when one lost sheep, one sheep goes out,
but you know,
the shepherd leaves all of them.
But you know, we can liken this to even visa applications to go abroad. When you apply for your visa, you've done everything, you've brought your guarantors and everything, you go abroad and go and misbehave. Does that mean that the visa application places, passport office and the rest, they shouldn't, issue visas to other people? No.
They should.
They have to, because if you go and misbehave, you will get arrested and deported.
You are the one going to pay
and it is you. So the schools don't need to use maybe one student as a deterrent or as a way to teach the others a lesson, because we've all been to SHS. The conditions there are not favorable.
Let's talk about ourselves. You ran out. You just say the truth. One day you ran. You didn't take exit. Oh,
me, I didn't do that. I was a good
student. You see? Okay.
So
interesting.
So yes, I'm glad that NAGRAT has come up with this so that the teachers don't over-enforce their power or authority on students when lives are at stake. And Achimota has become Achimota School. This is sort of I don't want to use the word scapegoats, but for lack of a better word, they have become a scapegoat for the other schools to learn from this. Because I don't think the schools have 600,000 Ghana cedis to pay in damages.
Doesn't have that amount. So they better allow the students to go to the hospital.
Or if not, then we can have medical officials or professionals deployed to the various schools to be able to give them.
Most schools have.
Not
all schools.
Most. But most of the time you go is para and
because
vitamin C.
My school we're having infirmary. Yes.
Oh, wow.
My school. Oh, Shama Senior High. We're having infirmary. Western region. Yes, Shama District, of course. Yes, we have infirmary. They are very, very good people.
So please, my viewers, you can send your words to Shama Senior High School.
Our please, St. Francis Girls Senior High School. We are also there.
So yes, the next story says, Ghana faces timber import crisis as local manufacturers collapse. So Ghana is at a risk of having to spend millions of cedis on timber imports as 75 out of 100 local timber manufacturing companies have gone out of business. This collapse is attributed to the ongoing destruction of forests due to bushfires, and industry players are warning that the remaining 25 timber companies located in Western, North, Eastern and Central regions are struggling to secure new raw materials for production. Experts fear that these last few surviving companies may soon face closure as well. So it seems we need to take our tree planting initiative very, very seriously.
Livelihoods are being threatened.
Yes.
Because about the 75%,
75, so Baku 75 out of 100.
Egu.
Hey! And imagine how many people have lost jobs.
The unemployment.
That's what I'm talking about. And it's also going to affect the economy in the sense that now that we have to import timber into the country, it is the cost is going to go high. And then it's going to be very difficult for us to diversify the economy. checking into our industrialization and other aspects. And it's really going to affect the country.
Yeah,
Because, like it or not, we need wood for a lot of things. We need wood for our furniture, for building, for literally even our cooking utensils,
Almost
the chews,
everything.
the toothpick, and
But
much. So
toothpick is bamboo.
it's even bamboo. Okay,
Yeah.
so toothpick is wood. We have our furniture, our cooking utensils, even for our buildings and things like that. And now we're going to have to import. In addition to the price of cement.
Era.
We've not started building. No. We've not started.
But you see, but this story, when I saw, I was like, like seriously, because Ghana, we are known to have very rich forests.
Yes.
But when you go to African countries, we are the third producer of timber. South Africa is first, and Nigeria is first, South Africa second, and Ghana third. So I was asking myself that, Ebanisei, and Ghana,
How did we even get to this point?
How do we get to
Well,
this point?
in the story,
That's
it
we
was
need to-
attributed to bushfires. So I think that maybe farmers are not controlling their...
And
And
yeah,
most
you're
of
right.
them are also selling their farmlands to these galamsey.
Oh, you see,
illegal
this
miners
this
and
forest matter and that of the farmland selling.
Yes,
It's one,
it's
two
linked.
different
Okay.
thing. Because this forest matter is government-owned forest. We have that of like the Achimota forest. We have the Subri forest. Oh yes, the Achimota forest is one of them. So at the end of the day, if the forest that they are supposed to protect, they are being given out for this Galamsey practice.
Yeah.
For all, when you go to, let's say, the Ashanti region, we've heard a lot of stories there that in the forest they are mining illegal. You see, so at the end of the day, you are cutting down the trees and you are not building it. And you are not replanting it.
Yes.
And it's very bad. It's very bad.
Because for
So at times,
75
companies,
75
and even
companies
the
collapse.
25 by the end of this year, I'm very sure that
And
they will
I was
follow.
looking at the countries that we would end up importing wood from.
Yes.
I found UK, China, and I was like, hey,
So,
China.
you know, on Tuesday we were talking about imports duties.
Yes.
So now timber.
I was like,
We have to
really?
Oh, come on.
Really? Because most of the wood products, they are from United Kingdom, they are from Chinese. Now Chinese, they are doing everything.
Yes.
Everything. So the companies we have in Ghana who are supposed to do this like this, we can't mention their names, though, but those key ones we know, they were supposed to have that large resource, raw materials to do all this, but now they're not getting it. They're not getting, so it's making the economic very, very difficult. And our revenue level too will go down
Yes,
because
it's a
exports
very
is going to drop.
yes.
Exports on timber will drop.
Yeah.
So if exports on timber drop, now we are going to
Even
look at
circulation within the country would also
itself.
drop. Hey. Well, we are hoping that the tree planting initiative is taken up seriously, even though it may take a while for our forests to reach that level, but there can also be alternatives that can be used for replacing the timber, you know, the timber products. I'm sure there are more eco-friendly things that we can use in place of that. So I'm sure our leaders and stakeholders involved will be able to figure out how to rectify this issue, and our thoughts and prayers are with the people that have lost their jobs in their companies. So our last story says, this one, it goes straight to Mimi. Amasaman residents decry poor road conditions. So Amasaman residents struggle with deplorable road conditions, and the residents of the Mid-Year, Ajen Kotoku and Papase communities within the Amasaman municipality of the Greater Accra region have expressed frustration over the poor state of the roads in their areas. The residents lament that the deteriorating road network has made daily life very difficult. They report that a journey that used to take about 30 minutes between Ajen Kotoku and Mid-Year now takes up to 3 hours due to poor road conditions. This has created significant challenges for the local population, with residents struggling to commute to and from town. The deplorable state of these roads has emerged as a major problem impacting the lives of the people living in these communities. And accounts from affected residents highlights the urgent need for infrastructural developments and improvements, as well as road repairs in the Amasaman municipality. Addressing this problem would provide a much-needed relief and better mobility for the local community.
Including myself. We are suffering.
Oh.
We are suffering.
Oh, yes.
It is a challenge. But you see, it is always when we are faced with issues like this that I remember that the country is not incorporating the SDG goals into our, thoughts or our plans. Because when you look at SDG goal 3, it says good health and well-being, and it emphasizes the need for reducing pollution-related activities for citizens to have a healthy lifestyle. So, with some of us that are being affected by, this road construction, I don't know how to express this, but it has taken a toll on us.
Yes.
Because we breathe in the dust every single day. Every single day of my life.
And we are so sorry. And there are some times that I think they come and sort of sprinkle some water to reduce the...
It is not done as
often or as necessary.
I think for Mimi, sake of the lifestyle, so she's talking about pollution aspect. For me, sake of business, I'll talk about the economic impact of bad roads. You see, when not only Amasaman, a lot of roads are bad in the country. And if there is bad roads, what happens? Productivity goes down.
Yes.
Developmental project goes down.
Yes.
Farmers are unable to transport their goods to the market. So most of the perishable goods deteriorate before it gets to the market. So farmers ends up, they are not happy in what they do.
And that is why they end up increasing the prices.
Yes, because the cars are going to need more maintenance.
Yes.
Spending a journey that takes 30 minutes is now taking 3 hours. Imagine the amount of fuel going to be consumed for that.
Yes.
So it's just this ripple effect.
Yes.
Oh.
Transportation.
So at the end of the day,
every evening we pay thanks to this. Just to Kwasi. Something that is 5 cedis, 50 pesos. We pay thanks to this.
The reason is what they will tell you that their car is not in good state. After today, they will go to the shop. So all these issues.
We just need to get our leaders or I think the people contracted to construct the roads, because I know there's a construction going on. They are trying to do some Dubai-looking thingy going on there. If they can speed it up for us, and then, because how long is this going to take?
That's
if it's going to take 10 years, does that mean that people are going to contract 10 years worth of dust-related diseases? People have children. There are children that also go to school, and at such a young age.
It's a serious issue.
Yeah.
But I think the good news is what we heard from the business story today, that Cocoa Board is coming out with the Cocoa Roads again. So let's believe that before the end of 2024, Cocoa Board implements such policies again, especially to those areas, deprived areas. There are some places, I don't know if you've been watching Clock TV, people in places. Some places, car can't go, car can't come.
But ask yourself, do people live here?
Yes, people live there. Don't worry.
I hope you're not going to
December 7, you find out that people are there.
I will encourage our people to watch Clock TV, People in Places. It's a very nice documentary where people stay and how the road is. It will take them 3 days to get to the next community.
But somehow... So let's take a few comments from our viewers. So we have Kwame Opito. He says, I'm watching you live from Takoradi. You are looking good, Mr. Clement. Hey, Cocoa Digest, fire emojis. And then we have Charles watching you from Dubai. Hello. Hello, Charles. And then we have Kwame Ejir. He says, I'm Keche watching you live at Takoradi. And then we also have A Good Day Film Production. Good morning, I am Jay, watching you from Spintex. Hello to you all. Thank you for joining us. Tell your friends and family to also tune in so we can get more comments and appreciate you watching us. So yes, we have to wrap up our online and newspaper review. And it has, as always, been an amazing time with you. Such informative inputs. Thank you so much for joining me here. And so... the online and newspaper print review is over, and up next we have the business segment with Mr. Clement Yabankui. He's going to probably be teaching us more about the Cocoa Board issues, everything we need to know about business. So if you don't know anything about business, don't worry. Clement is here for you. Right after this break, you'll be joining Clement to learn about some business news.
clogged TV.
Beyond the policy,